Coming up on CSTV, it's a debut of the Fast Break Sports Panel.
Centennial Colts kick off the sports season, scaling new heights at Toronto's Climbing Academy.
It's all bump and grind for the roller girls at Ted Reeve Arena. And rainbows fly at McCreary Park.
And we'll tell you all about the annual Terry Fox Marathon. Good evening, everyone. I'm Emma Marshall.
And I'm Matt Parker for Centennial Sports TV. It's our first show of the season. The building's abuzz. We're excited. Hope you are too. We've got a big show on tap, so Emma, let's get right into it.
Last week was Centennial College's first sports panel, with basketball being the hot topic of the evening.
Hey everyone, Keith Augustine from NBA TV Canada, kicking it here at the Fast Break Centennial College Journalism Panel about getting into the sports journalism industry, an industry that is, of course, one of the coolest industries to work in. A lot of people want to get into it.
The very first Fast Break Sports Journalism Panel was held last night at Centennial College. The event hosted a packed house with over 60 people in attendance. The event was brought together by the Canadian Association of Journalists and the sports group led by Nadine Liverpool. Panelists share their experiences and expertise on breaking into the sports industry.
You really got to be genuine and find your voice. And once you find your voice as a journalist, that perspective that you have, that way of delivering information that you have, once you find that thing that really makes you part of this journalism world, then I think things will fall into place, and you don't have to worry about the competition because you've kind of found who you are, you've crystallized who you are, why your perspective is important and what you're sharing is important. And I think that's the most important thing. Focus on yourself and your self-development.
You know, just to have that vision that you're going to make it at some point is huge. Being working with great people who you can rely on and who have that passion and who are talented. I mean, that helps as well.
You want to try and learn from the people who have been around, and you know, we can give you some good advice. And I think definitely just take it all in and be a sponge.
It's hard work, it's perseverance, it's getting good at something, and sometimes it's just nice to ease the fears of people because it's not the most complicated thing. So
it's going to take time to get good, and it's a skill-based business in a lot of ways. The only way, practice. The only thing you can do is get better.
Passion. I think I love working with people who are passionate.
So passion is a huge thing. You've got to learn a work ethic from somewhere, and then it's just getting good at something.
Smile. It's a good day to be working in sports. You're covering LeBron James, you're covering Sidney Crosby, Roundage. It doesn't matter who it is. You're not drilling holes in a wall. You're not cleaning sewage. You're not doing construction. You're not doing math. You're covering sports, and I think that's something that we all need to remember. Don't take yourself too seriously, and just generally make it easy for people to be around you.
After a 2-0 start to the season, there's plenty of optimism surrounding the Centennial Colts men's soccer team. CSTV's Alima Hotaki caught up with the squad at our Progress campus.
A new season is upon them, and the Centennial men's soccer team is already off to a promising beginning, winning their first 2 matches. While it's a refreshing break from the past, the Colts aren't taking the recent success for granted. They know the margin for mistakes is slim.
It's a 2-0 start. It's a short season, but it's a very long season, and in meaning that is that you have to deliver every single game because it is such a short. It is only an 8-game season, but at the same time you have to know how to pace yourself because we can start 2-0 and now we'll go 0-6 for the last, and we won't make the playoffs. If we start 2-0 and we build on that in every game and we get better with every game, then the sky's the limit.
The first season I was here, it was really rough. We had a core set of 4 or 5 guys that could play and a bunch of bodies just to fill in the space. This year, however, we've got about 22 deep. Everybody's got talent. They've played in high-level places, and it's no matter what, if somebody gets injured, we've got somebody that can fill in their spot and play just as well, if not better.
The appetite to make the playoffs remains a high priority for both coaches and players, and despite some key departures this year, the team still has 12 returning veterans, whose leadership qualities are vital to the team's performance.
To be honest, I'm more of the quiet guy. That's how I mentally prepare for the games, but I go around to the rookies and just sometimes they're nervous, so I just give them a little pep talk saying it's okay, just do what you do best, don't do anything that you're not comfortable with.
Centennial currently sits second in the East Division with 6 points. They remain unbeaten and have not been scored against as their road to redemption continues. Alima Hotaki reporting for Centennial Sports TV.
We're reaching new heights here at CSTV to bring you this feature on the Toronto Climbing Academy.
The Toronto Climbing Academy, trying to find out exactly what's so awesome about rock climbing and exactly why people in East York should come out and try it so they can stay fit and get active in the community. So what makes climbing so much fun for a beginner? One veteran climber took some time off the wall to explain.
If it was too easy to learn, it wouldn't be any fun, right? Because you'd plateau right away. So it takes a little while. I would say that the process of learning it is a lot of fun. I would say that in the beginning, a lot of people overuse their arms. They don't think enough how to use their feet. And we're not monkeys, and so we can't pull ourselves by our arms. So it's all about learning. People who climb, do very hard climbs, are also very, very efficient with their energy.
Climbing is also a great way to meet new people and create bonds with those holding you high up in the air while doing something totally different.
Indoors, it's one experience. Indoors, it's a lot of fun. You get the music. Everyone here is really amazing. Like, it's a really friendly place, and so you'll always meet someone new. People are willing to help you keep things safe. So the people in climbing are wonderful too. So I'd say that's good. And I'd say it's a good workout for something to do. It's a really neat way to get active instead of sitting at home watching a movie. Come out and try a night where you hang out with your friends and do something.
Climbing isn't just about fitness. For some, the thrill of being up on the wall can be so much more.
When I climb, when I'm on the wall, I don't think about anything else. And there's a lot of other sports that you can do where sometimes you can maybe think about work or other things creep in. But when you're thinking about making the next clip or reaching the next hole, kind of everything else goes away. And that's really useful.
With the NHL lockout chasing Ovechkin, Kovalchuk, and other stars to Europe, the league canceled 61 preseason games this past Wednesday. As North America starts to feel the void of the biggest names in the game, East York's coaches and bars will be too if the lockout progresses into the regular season.
So September 15th has come and gone. The air is crisp, the leaves are changing color. And oh wait, the NHL is on another lockout. Again.
Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job.
I have a headache. Oh. Now if you're sitting there thinking to yourself that, gee, this is kind of familiar, that's because it was back in 2004 that we went an entire winter without an NHL season.
You.
Those were dark times. Who's responsible for this madness? Madness!
Looks like you haven't really given it your bestest. A couple work stoppages ain't taught you any lessons. I reckon it's your turn to listen some and learn some.
Bettman. $10 says he didn't have a prom date. Gary Bettman. Not only is he a man with the Napoleon complex, but this is his third lockout of his NHL career. Congratulations, buddy! You get a medal, maybe a purple participant ribbon. I'm sure you have many of those. I actually do have quite a few purple participant ribbons. I really wasn't good in high jump. But in 2004, he got the players to agree to a 24% rollback and established a salary cap. Since then, revenues have grown, and the players kind of want a bigger share of that. Did you learn anything from Biggie Smalls? More money, more problems. More money, more problems. You do a little crip walk, crip walk, crip walk. Experts feel that an agreement will be reached by the end of November, so we will have somewhat of an NHL season. But will fans come back as quickly as they did before? Maybe I'll get into basketball. Do the Raptors even have a team anymore? But in the words of my 1993 teeny bopper generation, whatever.
That Sports Rant will be a weekly segment you can catch here on Centennial Sports TV. But coming up next, we'll take a look at some new developments at our Progress campus, as well as we'll take a look at the roughest sport on 8 wheels, roller derby. I can't wait for this.
It's great to be back in school. Coming here to Centennial College, I have amazing professors who are preparing me for a new career in whatever I want. Also, though, I get to meet new people.
Nice, how was your weekend?
It was good. Went out with some people from class, the usual.
Excited for school?
Yeah, I can't wait to try out for some intramural teams and, meet some new people.
What I'm really excited about is meeting people.
Trust X for meeting new people.
Welcome back to Centennial College Studios, where we are about to take a look at some exciting new developments at the Wellness Center. Construction recently concluded on the Progress campus's new Wellness Center. Centennial's own wellness and fitness boss had to go and have a look around. Here's Dane Belbeck with the story.
I'm here at the Centennial College Athletic and Wellness Center at the Progress campus. The new facility, which completed construction this past year, offers a plethora of activities and programs for students to take part in. Let's go get fit. The 65,000 square foot facility opened in the fall of 2011 and is one of the most extensive college facilities in the country. Focus of the facilities are not only health-oriented, but environmentally friendly as well. Some of the features include an assortment of windows to provide natural lighting, and the building collecting rainwater to use when flushing the toilets.
The fitness center upstairs has all the equipment and everything that students need to work out in this facility. We also have a gym here where students use it in the morning for academics, like the police foundation and the fire department, from 8 to 12, and then the gymnasium gets used from 12:30 to 4:30 by all the Centennial students. We set up the 3 gyms with various sports, for example, volleyball, basketball, badminton, ping pong, and rockball, which you see behind me. And then from 6 in the evening till 10, varsity players use it for practicing or any games and stuff. In the fitness facility upstairs, it's open Monday to Friday from 7:30 to 10 in the evening, and on the weekends from 10 to 5 for all students and members. We also have 2 dance studios that are equipped with special fitness classes like Pilates.
So if you're looking to keep that dreaded freshman 15 off, membership is free with your student ID card. Well, there you have it. That's the new Health and Wellness Center here at Centennial College Progress campus. I'd love to stay and chat, but I got calories to burn. Till next time, I'm Dane Belbeck for CSTV.
On now to some ladies you might see at the Wellness Center, as our own Chris Beaulieu takes a look at the wild world of roller derby.
Roller derby. But these women are on a mission to change your mind. Derbies are fast-paced, physical, and full of action. Think short track speed skating meets football. Each 60-minute match is made of a series of 2-minute jams.
No, there's no sound.
It's like all elbows and clotheslines and, all skinny Mitty Miller, but but the more people that we actually can bring in, the more we can show them that the sport has changed a lot.
Like any contact sport, these athletes need to be physically prepared for big hits and hard skating over the course of a 60-minute bout.
I have a personal trainer. I try to eat right, especially the day of the game, and it does help that we have 3 practices a week. So a lot of time commitment, but it's totally worth it. I wouldn't give it up.
But even with a rigorous training regimen, these girls have to be tough to take the punishment that comes with playing a hard-hitting sport on a slick concrete floor. A helmet, wrist, elbow, and knee pads are their only protection while taking hits and dishing out punishment.
Sometimes I'm more sore than others, depends how physical the game is. So if it's a really hard hitting, like if I'm taking a lot of heavy hits, I'm gonna hurt.
I'm gonna have a couple of bruises. A girl fell on my ankle, so I'm gonna have to ice that as soon as I'm in the dressing room. You pretty much just have to take your lumps too. I mean, they're gonna be hitting you with their shoulder and all kinds of horrible things, and so you just have to keep your head on straight and stay positive.
With the camaraderie and exciting nature of roller derbies, it is no surprise that the sport has grown in Toronto and across Ontario in recent years. And while roller derby is among 8 sports being considered for the 2020 Olympics, there is still work to be done to raise its profile in Canada and around the world. Splat Benatar, founder of the GTA Roller Girls, is optimistic about the sport's future.
Well, we hope it becomes officially a sport. They're vying for maybe the Olympics. It would be nice. I think if it gets that much play, then we could basically grow it as a sport. And it'd be nice to be like lacrosse or hockey or something. So.
But it's unlikely that roller derby will ever reach the same level of popularity as hockey. The Roller Girls believe that the sport will continue to attract more athletes and fans in the coming years.
They should see a lot of really fit athletic women who are we're all different sizes, different body shapes, and we're all putting the work in and working hard to actually be athletes.
On to the highlights from Ted Reeve Arena as we jump ahead to the final jam of the night, and it was a power jam. The GTA Roller Girls leading the Royal City Bootleggers by 15 points with 2 minutes to go. GTA Roller Girls Paper Jam, great name, was able to rake through the pack and get out into the open area. On her next lap, she had to break through the Royal City blockers to score more points and put the GTA up by 18. This one was a very physical contest with Captain Splat Benatar took out her own teammate while trying to squeeze out Royal City's jammer. On what will be a final lap, Paper Jam bounced off a hit, regained control, and was able to break through the pack to seal the victory for the GTA Roller Girls. In the final match of the season, it was the GTA Roller Girls beating the Royal City Bootleggers 181 to 171.
Coming up after the break, we dive into some playoff baseball, and we'll take a closer look at a mainstay sports league in Toronto's gay and lesbian community. Stay tuned.
I'm not going anywhere.
I just can't stay focused. God.
Hey, I think I have something for you, men.
What's that?
Hey, you know what? Chocolate milk actually not only helps sustain your body, but it also increases mental activity in times of stress. This might really help you out, buddy.
Thanks.
No problem. Have a good one.
You too. Get it.
Welcome back, guys, and to get our stretch run off with a bang, here's my boo, Emma Marshall.
With the rainbow flying high above McCleary Park over the weekend, the Cabbagetown Softball League kicked off their playoffs. We'll pick up the action between the Morning Woodies and the Storm in the second inning. With a score of 4-2 for the Storm, slugger Chris Molson hits a 2-run double to add to the lead. His team would go on to score 2 more runs to take an 8-2 lead heading into the third. In the top of the inning, the Morning Woodies would try to get back into it, with David McLaren singling up the middle. Craig Taylor would race around to score to cut the lead to 5. On a sac fly, McLaren would come around, cutting the lead to 8-4. The Storm would continue to pound the Morning Woodies through the fourth. They would add to their lead on this RBI single. The Storm scored another 5 runs in the inning. Despite having a number of chances and base runners on the day, the Morning Woodies just could not match the offensive power of the Storm. Even after a dropped routine fly ball, Taylor could not score on this play. That was the story of the day for the Woodies. Molson continued his hot day at the plate, driving in another run to make it 18-5. It was all Storm in this one, winning 25-7.
That looks like a fun group of guys, doesn't it?
It was a great group of guys. It was a fun time. I had a great fortune of talking to these guys over the weekend, and we actually have a little bit of a feature on it.
Let's see what it looks like.
I've been playing in the league for the past 10 years, since early 2000s. I found out about the league, basically 10 years ago, Toronto had the Gay World Series, and I happened to go to Churchill Wellesley area, and the street was closed off, and they had softball teams from all over North America that were just in Toronto, and were enjoying a week full of softball. And it turned, I was fortunate enough in a young age to find out that there were gay softball leagues all over North America. So I looked in the local Fab magazine, and they had a listing for the Cabbagetown Group Softball League. So I signed up the next year, and I've been in ever since.
The whole reason that the league was put together was because that our forefathers, I guess if you want to call it, wanted a safe environment for gays to play softball.
It shows everybody else that, well, we're not any different. We play sports like you do and everything else. So it's a good equalizer in the eyes of the mainstream public.
We just take butt slapping a little bit further.
Yeah, we do.
For a lot of people who've never been around the village or around like these kind of groups, it's a shock to see that they're just normal people. A lot of people don't realize that they're just like anybody else. They wouldn't know that we were straight unless we told them, because no one cares. So it's so much more relaxed. But I mean, it really opens your eyes and lets you see that there's nothing different. It's just the same.
That's the other amazing thing about this league and the managers in this league. They welcome anybody to play because it's all about playing the sport. They don't care who's playing, they just want to play and have a good time.
With a motto of pride through sports, the Cabbagetown Group Softball League continues to be a vibrant and important member of the Toronto gay and lesbian community.
Up next, we pay tribute to Canadian hero Terry Fox and take a look at the annual run dedicated in his honor. Stay tuned.
It's great to be back in school. Coming here to Centennial College, I have amazing professors who are preparing me for a new career in whatever I want. Also, though, I get to meet new people.
Nice. How was your weekend? It was good. Went out with some people from class, the usual. Excited for school? Yeah, I can't wait to try out for some intramural teams and, meet some new people.
What I'm really excited about is meeting people.
Trust X for meeting new people.
Terry Fox wanted his journey to stem from coast to coast, reaching all parts of Canada to raise money and awareness for cancer research.
If it's up to me, I think I can do it.
Kids my age and younger, and you just can't leave something like that and try and forget it. And I couldn't anyway. I had to try and do something about it.
On April 20th, 1980 in St. John's, Terry began his Marathon of Hope, where he would run 26 miles per day. His goal was to raise $24 million. By the time he reached Ontario, Terry was a nationally recognized hero.
I'm crying now because there's somebody here right now who is going through the same thing that I went through. Exact same thing, and he's only 10 years old.
The return of cancer ended his race, but Terry became an inspirational hero, raised more money than he ever hoped, and began an annual tradition. 2012 marks the 32nd year of Terry's Marathon of Hope.
Since his Marathon of Hope in 1980, over $600 million has been raised in the name of Terry Fox. This weekend, over 12,000 people took to the streets at 13 different locations across the city in the 32nd annual Terry Fox Run.
With the 32nd annual Terry Fox Run being held at Moore Park, Wilkett Creek Park, and the beaches, East York residents had plenty of opportunity to get out and show their support in one of the world's largest fundraising efforts in the fight against cancer. September is Terry's month, and CSTV wanted to explore why this tradition means so much to Canadians.
No, but I remember watching him glued to the television every night and listening to him on the news. I mean, man,
a hell of an accomplishment he did.
The reality is that we're also competing with other cancer organizations as well, and I think the one thing to bring into light is that 84% of our proceeds go directly to research, whereas if you compare to other cancer organizations, a lot of that money actually goes towards administrative fees. So Terry Fox wanted to ensure that his money went to research, not towards advertising, corporate sponsorship.
Everybody's been affected by cancer in one way or another, but enough is never enough in this deadly fight.
I mean, anyone who's involved can just, with social media these days, post on Facebook, post on Twitter, and just let the message grow.
Keep doing the research. This is a disease killed too many people. He recognized it. We lost him at far too young an age, and we lose many of our loved ones for the same thing.
So are these efforts really paying off?
And now we actually run the run in about 42 countries internationally. I think the most telling feature of Terry Fox is the fact that in Cuba just last year, we were the first run to actually be run for a cancer charity there, and over 1 million participants in a country of 7 million people actually participated. So you can see that the fever of Terry Fox is growing more and more by an annual basis.
With thousands of runners, walkers, and cyclists taking part in Terry Fox runs all over the city, Sunday, September 16th was a very successful day for the Terry Fox Foundation, cancer research and awareness all over Canada. I'm Carson Mundy, CSTV.
For many Torontonians, participating in the Terry Fox Run is about finishing the race. But for others, it's about remembering and running for loved ones.
My family members that have had cancer. Today I'm here running for my father who passed away of cancer 2 years ago. Terry Fox is just really motivating. Today, I probably don't think I could have run 5K if it hadn't been for his experience and all these other people around here who are just so excited for the race and just running and getting active and helping support everything that he has done.
I think this event it gives everyone more awareness, because Terry Fox was trying to show the world that there has to be a cure for cancer, and he wanted to basically raise funds and to give better research to find a cure.
I've done the Ride to Conquer Cancer before to help raise money for all the family members that I've had, and hopefully help find a cure one day.
It's events like these that allow the research and the money to go into finding a cure. So it's just a great environment. It's a great experience as well, just to see everybody out here kind of supporting and trying to find a cure for this disease.
That was a great piece.
It was. It's hard to believe those girls just ran for it.
Now, to think about it, I wonder how much they actually ran once those cameras were turned off. Looked like a pretty light jog to me.
They could have jumped in the car for all we know.
They probably took a cab to the end.
I guess the main thing is that they actually went out there and ran the Terry Fox Run, which is more than personally I can say.
Me too. It's a great cause. I can't believe he's raised over $600 million since 1980. That's a lot of money.
Imagine all the lives he saved. It's an incredible, incredible foundation.
It is. Now, did you ever do that as a kid?
I did. Actually, all the schools around Ontario, perhaps even Canada, have to do it every September. It's a great fundraiser.
Well, that's it for us, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week. We might not be, but hopefully you'll have just as much fun.
Have a good night.